So they don't want to give it a medical term. It looks like everybody is just normal. Everybody just going about their life consciously and understanding what they're doing, not understanding that music has a lingering effect as well. So if you are not immediately being controlled by music, it can have a later effect. It can control you later. I mean, just case in point, if you walking down the street and a car stopped at a red light and it's blasting some music that an hour later you might be singing that song in your head. That song might be stuck in your head. And you're like, what the hell, why I'm keep singing this song? Well, some people don't even realize that they singing it because they heard it earlier for about, 30 seconds or so. So it has a lingering effect as well. And, if you keep listening to it and people fall asleep listening to hip hop, as I said, people, because how a song makes them feel, how a verse makes them feel, or something, the way a person says something, they will rewind it over and over and over and put that into their brain, into their consciousness, and, feed off of it, act it out. And this is what people do. As I said, you have to really question a person's mental state. Especially a woman who would just take the time to set up a camera and position it in the right, correct way so she can stand in front of it and shake her ass. Like, what is the point of that? What is the point? What is the purpose of that? Because one, girls do it and we call them hoes. They don't want to be called that. But, everybody try to disguise it as, it's just dancing. Come on, grow the fuck up. That shit is not dancing. You know what it's doing. It's an enticing dance that's stimulating men. And of course, if you're stimulating men sexually, they're going to come after you. So when they come after you and you don't give them sex, what you think is going to happen? They're going to call you names. They're going to say, well, why are you doing that? And you're going to say, well, I'm just doing it because I'm going to have fun. And some girls don't even realize why they do the shit. They want attention. They don't even realize why they want attention. And they don't really realize that they don't want the attention for real. When they start getting it, is what? It's too much. And then they look a certain type of way and they don't even realize why they all caught up. And, some girls, you get a guy who got money, who come across you and you see he got money. They jump for the money. And, this is how lives get destroyed. This is how children get created and lives get destroyed and, all the problems that come along with that. It's a cycle. I mean, like, people act like they don't see it when it's right in front of our face what's going on. And it's because, you have the mentality of a person who is being controlled by something and don't realize it. And it's just how it is. I mean, some people who have epilepsy, sometimes when they pass out or they have seizures and they come out of it, they don't even realize that they had that it happened. They'd be like, no, I didn't. You're like, what you mean I passed out? And I've seen this personally happen with people with epilepsy where they don't remember just having that crazy seizure. And then, they just come to, and they on the ground and they like, what happened? And this is the same type of effect. People don't even realize that their brain is going through actions that's going to control their physical action and cause them to do things or make decisions in life that's going to really affect their success. And this is what we're seeing. That is the large reason, the large part of what's going on in the African American community and what's really happening to Black people. And we see it. We are making decisions that's affecting our life later on. We're making decisions to be rappers and not be doctors and not be professors and stuff like that. We're making decisions to just be normal, to just have a normal 9 to 5, to just be, some people just happy with that. Some people just happy with just having a job and working for somebody for the rest of their life. And they don't even think about the future and that they're going to have to do this for the rest of their life. They just worried about the now. And, I got to pay bills. I got to take care of my kids now. But I mean, if you quit that job, then what? What are you going to have? I mean, it's over. You can't afford to take care of your kids. You can't afford to pay your bills. So in essence, you put yourself in a position where you have to work and you can't really grow, financially, in a better position unless, you work at a job where you have the opportunity to move up and do such a thing. But at the end of the day, you're still working for somebody else. You're not ever really going to be able to be free. And this is one of the things that I see a lot, and it's messed up because I own my company and I do my own thing. I have the freedom of being able to be out to just go do stuff. So when you have friends that got a job and they got to work and you trying to be out, not every friend can just be like, okay, I can take time off. I can go out. This is one of the things I hate about that. And one of the reasons why I didn't want to be punching the clock, because it takes away from life when you got to punch that clock and you want to go do something and you can't because either you don't have the money or you don't have the time. And this is a problem that we see. And these decisions that we make that leads to these problems is largely because we have been stimulated to follow certain things and not be entrepreneurs and not be people who think outside the box. And what happens is people who pursue these wacky dreams with hip hop and, the whole entertainment industry, once reality set in that they're not going to make it, they're getting too old or they're not good enough, this is what they face with. So now, some people think they're too old to go to school. And now, they got to work in Walmart. As I said before in my video, I see a lot of dudes that was doing big things in music or, who was the man on the block when I was growing up, working in Walmart now, working at Walgreens now, working at ShopRite now, McDonald's and stuff like that. That shit is sad. When I see that, I'm like, damn, you was the man. And look at you. And it's because this culture, as I said, has altered your state of mind and caused you to take a course of action that leads to you being unsuccessful and living in poverty. And that's exactly what it was designed to do. So now when we take all that and we bring it to a form of government control and we give it to this system, we say, it's the system, it's the white man that's doing all this to us. This is why people say that. This is why people are so mad at white people and mad at the government and mad at these institutions, because they can see this. And me, I'm here to say, well, wait a minute, we can't be mad at like every white person. Every white person don't control these institutions and these organizations. This is a government system that has been, designed to do exactly what it's doing long before any of these white people you see was even born. So that's what we have to focus our attention on. We have to look at the government system. We have to look at this media. We have to look at these organizations that's running all this shit, that's benefiting from all this stuff, and say, this is the problem. These are the people who are doing this. And you can't, because you love the entertainment industry. You love movies. You love hip hop. You love the culture. So it's tough for a person to give up something that they love. It's like, you're going to be biased. So when I come to you and tell you that, your favorite artist is not good for you, he trying to destroy you, even though he might not know it himself, it's hard for you to say, well, I'm going to stop listening to him. I'm not going to follow him. All these people got so excited, over the awards when certain black people get awards. What the fuck is you so happy about that a person got an award for something that's destroying the community and they ain't doing shit for the black community? People get so excited that these people getting awards and award shows, they congratulating each other on destroying the black community. That shit is not helping us at all. And y'all get so deceived by these movies that seem like they are supposed to help us, but they really designed to paint a picture of how the elite feel the African American should be and should look and be portrayed to the world. So we don't have TV shows that's really making us look. I'm not going to say superior, but in the position that we should be in. I mean, a lot of y'all still think that we couldn't read and write and do math and all this shit, 2,000 years ago when we created the stuff. Well, we didn't create math, but we was the originators of everything that math has been used to benefit mankind, I should say. So we know we use math in building, we use math in so many things. We were the first to basically take these things and conform it and change it and put it in a way that would advance our civilization. That was Africans. We did this stuff first before them. We had kings before them. We had so many things before them, yet that history has been erased and we are looked at as being primitive people in antiquity. And all you hear about is the Herodotus and the Socrates and Plato's and all of these people like that. So, this stuff is what we talk about as conscious people when we engage in these arguments. And sometimes it go that deep and it goes back that far. But you have the white community and you have even black people now saying, fuck that. It's not none of that. It's just this one person. It's just evil. He's bad. He knows what he doing. She knows what she's doing, and they doing it anyway. And they don't care about their future and what happens to them. And as I said, when you look at a person who does something, who we know has been diagnosed with schizophrenia, well, we say that's schizophrenia. It's not really him. That's the mental state that's making him do that. Or when a person is drunk or high, we say, you know what? That's not him or her. She was drunk. He was drunk. He was under the influence. So we give him a pass, but we won't give each other a pass because we have been influenced by this music, by this hip hop, by this culture. And it's so deceptive and it's so subtle that it makes it seem like it has no effect on us. And we are acting this stuff out on our own. And as I said, I'm not giving everybody a pass because some people are conscious of this and they still act, they still act accordingly. They still go with it. They still don't change their life. When I got this information, when I started researching this stuff, it changed the way I did things. And, the way I didn't listen to hip hop music for a while, and I was in the music industry, as I talked about. I left it alone. And it took me to get a lot more understanding about energy and how it works and how they're using energy against us and how, they're using the things they call evil, like voodoo and witchcraft and stuff like that, against us in every single way. And it's controlling us and it's controlling the black community. So that's the argument. Now, the thing is, can we come to a conclusion on this? Are people going to look at the facts and say, well, maybe we need to take a step back and look at everything else and look at the fact that the government, if they wanted to, could shut all this shit down. They can stop the drugs. They can stop the hip hop. They can stop what they know is destroying the black community and fix it and change it. They can eradicate poverty. They can fix everything, but they are not doing so. Why? People don't want to look at that. They don't want to say, well, why won't the government step in? You don't think that they could have stopped all these cops from killing? They could have just, one law that said if you kill a person and it's found to be unjust, even though this is implied anyway, that if you kill a person in cold blood, you're going to get the death penalty or you can get tried just like a normal person, they still do it anyway. So they must have some kind of understanding that they could possibly get away with it. So when we look at the proof that the KKK joined the police force and are now in high ranking positions throughout the police department throughout America, when we look at all the reports of, crooked judges being arrested and, sentenced for sending a bunch of people to jail, black people to jail, just to fill the private prisons. When we look at stuff like that, when we look at the simple fact that you have a bunch of people who invest in a private prison system that is based upon people being put in that prison, when we know that there's no way in the world that major corporations are going to invest millions of dollars into a private prison without knowing 100% for sure that it's going to be filled with prisoners. So we understand that this whole thing is corrupt and that people must be arrested and must be placed into these prisons, detention centers, into these prisons or what have you, so that they can fulfill the profits and fulfill the quotas of these jails and these prison systems, so that these major corporations and these rich people can reap a profit. So the whole thing is a scam. So when we talk about this and when we show the fact that the government is crooked and that they are behind a bunch of the problems, that they are the reason why the black community is in the state that it's in, when we bring out all the proof, when we show that the CIA is behind the crack epidemic in the black community, when we talk about all the corrupt politicians and everything that has been, put in front of black people to hinder us from moving forward, we are still met with, ridicule. We are met with conspiracy theorist stuff. We are crazy conspiracy theorist people when we have the actual proof, when we have factual proof, when we have their own news media sources leaking, talking about this stuff because they can't hide it no more because everybody know. And thanks to social media and, YouTube, we can, the internet in general, we can really talk about this stuff and put the information out to where the masses can see it. So they can't really hide so much, no more. But, we can find all the information and all the evidence to everything that we're talking about in the conscious community. We could point all this stuff out, yet we still have to deal with the argument that, racist white people and white people in general and people, black people as well, who don't understand, what's going on, who don't want to look at the issue and say, it's bigger. It's bigger than just a person acting out. I mean, it's deeper than a person just twerking and a person just wanting to be a rapper. It's a whole major psychological system, a whole program that has been designed and engineered to destroy not just the image of black people, but to destroy the success of black people. And that's what's happening. So the argument will continue to go on unless people wake up and realize these obvious and proven facts. And this is what we deal with. This is what the whole argument is about. This is what we face. This is what we're talking about in the black community. This is what we deal with, what I personally deal with when I debate with white people and racist people on my website. I mean, in the comment section or through messages. It's tough when we got to deal with this from, racist white people and from, white people who don't understand. But now we got to deal with it from black people who just believe that, black women are just whores and hoes and, black men is just violent. They just niggas. They just do nigga shit. And they don't want to look at the facts that their brain is being controlled by the culture that they live in. And I go much deeper into a lot of these issues and a lot of the videos I have that's already on YouTube. But I wanted to address this question because I have a few questions from people who just talking about the argument. What are people arguing about? What is the whole debate between the conscious community and people who don't understand what the conscious community is about? And we're not just about, knowing a bunch of stuff and, having knowledge of self and everything like that. We pointing out the obvious facts that is plaguing our community and it's causing the downfall of African American people. And it's real easy to just point the finger at black people and say it's you. That is what everything is designed for us to do, for us to just say it's not nothing else, it's you, because it's subtle. And it's hard for people to believe, and it's far-fetched for people to accept that, all this stuff could be a form of mind control, because most people who listen to music and do what they do are not going to make that connection because they feel like they are themselves. Nothing is wrong. I'm not being influenced. And you don't understand how something can be implanted into your consciousness, into your brain, to have you act out certain things and cause you to make decisions in life because of that issue, that song, that culture, that atmosphere, the people who you are surrounded by, what they are doing, the peer pressure. All of this is under the same umbrella of control that is designed to make sure that you are not successful, that you are in poverty, and that you are, doing something destructive with your life. And it's not everybody. Of course, there's people out there doing good things and great things. It's not everybody. Some people have stronger, control of themselves and their actions, and some people don't. And we see the people who don't and the result of their actions. So at the end of the day, if you're not going to step back and look at the overall picture, if you're going to accept the fact that people just want to destroy their lives for whatever reason, because that shit don't make no sense to me, that a person just want to be a whore and just want to do this for no reason at all and destroy themselves and just act out and kill people. It don't make sense. Something has to be behind all this, and it's everything that I pointed out and more. But I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch. And I got a couple more videos to come, and I'll see you guys next video. Thanks for watching.